Hey everybody, this is Haley Gray. I hope that you are having an awesome night. I hope that you are enjoying your week, and happy 70,000 members here in the Women's Entrepreneur Network. I am honored. I am humbled. It seems frankly unreal because we were just at 55,000 members. So 70,000 members to me is just bonkers. So I am celebrating it. I'm really excited, but I'm going to keep my voice down so I don't like shrill your ears off. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you for being a part of this amazing journey, because it has been quite the roller coaster ride. If you're on the live, give me a hashtag live. If you're on the replay, give me a hashtag replay and let me know that you are here. So in the interest of doing fun things and giving away free things and all that good stuff, I would love to share one thing with y'all. I am doing a workshop starting in December on the 7th, which is on how to build a Facebook group. So we're going to be talking about all of the stuff that I've learned in 5.5 years of growing this group, and talking about growing the group, monetizing it, and all that fun stuff. And it is the Build Your Tribe Challenge. That is the link to join. And it is a free workshop. So I'm going to go ahead and post that right now. If you're on the live, give me a hashtag live. So anyway, so we're going to talk about some of the good, the bad, the ugly. Feel free to hit me with your questions about all things Facebook groups, because I think sometimes people are a little bit shy. They don't necessarily know what questions to ask. And I get a lot of questions like, well, how do I start monetizing a group? Or when can I start monetizing a group? And honestly, you can start monetizing a group pretty darn early. So monetizing a group can be just as simple as, hey, I'm selling my products and services in the group. So, you know, it doesn't have to be, you know, a lot of things, but you can sell ads. You can do affiliate stuff. You can do joint ventures. There are literally hundreds of ways that you can monetize a Facebook group. I have a thing that I put together that is 50 ways to monetize a Facebook group. It is part of the free training that I do. But you know, it's a lot of fun. So please feel free to like ask me or shoot me your specific questions here. Like, I have a problem with this. The other question I get a lot from people is, how do I get people into my Facebook group? And I'll tell you that honestly, the first 100 people or so that you get into your Facebook group are the hardest ones to get into the group. And hey, Karen, and hey, Justin, and hey, Hue, good to see you guys. I hope that y'all are having an awesome night. So getting people into the group is like stage one of the hard part, right? So stage one of the hard part, getting people in. Honestly, don't use that invite button at the top of your group. Actually send people messages, text them, send them a Facebook private messenger message and say, hey, I'd like to invite you. I think you would be a great fit. And if they say yes, then you send them a link. Don't go dropping links all up in your Facebook Messenger, or you're going to get put into Facebook jail. That's the pro tip here, because if you do more than a few messages in a time and you're dropping links in there, Facebook is likely to put you into jail. So we don't like that. We like you to stay out of Facebook jail. And, you know, you want to message people, you want to connect with people, you want to choose the right people in your group, especially in the beginning. You don't want to add just tons and tons and tons of people just for the sake of adding them to your group. And this link below is for a free workshop that we're doing, and it starts in December. So we do this every couple of months. This one is the first full week of December. And yeah, you know, Facebook jail is really, really no fun, is it, right? So, you know, cutting and pasting is a no-no to get people into your group. Don't cut and paste. Don't use that invite button. I've seen people end up in Facebook jail for both of those. It's not a fun place to be, honestly. And, you know, honestly, it'll shut down your business account. So let's talk some other crazy stuff. Engagement in groups. People are always asking me about engagement, right? Oh my gosh, engagement. How do I get people to actually interact with me? Well, part of the trick is you actually have to interact with them. And you have to give them a reason to want to interact with you. And you have to build a bit of the know, like, and trust factor so that they'll actually have conversations with you. And what's really interesting to me is sometimes people will go out there and they'll think that I'm like totally nuts. Like Justin, who was on here a couple minutes ago, honestly probably thought I was this crazy lady, and probably stalked me for quite a while before he would even actually like talk to me. And now I've actually had several great conversations with him. I Facebook Lived him the other night doing his bubbles. And, I consider him an amazing friend. And his wife is the amazing Teresa Porter, who has been doing my headshots. Y'all, if you've seen my headshots, they are amazing. And I didn't look like this when I had my headshots done. So connecting with people is huge because the whole purpose of, sales is to make sales, right? So we want to make sales, but we don't necessarily need like 5,000 people. We want to sell to the right people. We want to build that customer base. And a lot of that is building that know, like, and trust factor with enough people that you find the right people who are going to come to you, to your business. So whether you are a doctor, whether you are an attorney, whether you are a realtor, whether you are a digital marketer, whether you are a whatever, or you're selling makeup or Mary Kay or whatever your thing is, you need a customer base and you need to have those conversations with people. And the more you build those relationships with people, the more you have those conversations, the better you're going to do. Now, one of the things that I see a lot of people do, they get really upset with me because they can't come into this group and they can't just like randomly post. And this is like a personal hot button for me. So I'm going to go down memory lane just a little bit. When I first started this group, we used to allow people to promote in Women's Entrepreneur Network. The rule was that you could promote one in every 3 posts. And what that meant was that we had a lot of people who would drive by. As the group got to about 1,000 members, we started getting all of these people who would come in and they would just drop their junk in the group. 1,000, 1,500, 2,000 members. We started getting all these people that were just coming in, and it was just like a bunch of seagulls. Like literally they'd go wah, wah, blop into the group with no intention of interaction. So they weren't following the rule of 1 and 3. Well, what I learned pretty quickly is that we had to limit promotion. So we actually went to promoting on Sundays only. And some of y'all that have been around a while, if you've been around a while, say hi. Well, remember that we used to do Promo Sunday. And what would happen was we would have like 1,000 or 1,500 posts on Sunday. And the post had to start with hashtag Promo Sunday. And then you could promote in the group. Well, what happened was that the regulars actually started avoiding the group early on because of Promo Sunday on Sundays. So we actually cut out Promo Sunday because we realized that it wasn't really adding any value to the group. We found that it wasn't like doing anything for the group. And we found that it wasn't really doing anything for our members either. It's not like you get business from doing drive-by posts. It's not like you get business from doing drive-by spam. You actually have to interact with people a few times before they're going to know, like, and trust you. And you're going to have a conversation with them in order to get them to interact with you. And yes, you did catch it live. Hey, Tisha. So, we learned that we couldn't allow any promotion in the group and we had to severely restrict it. So one of the things that you'll notice is that this group is pretty much a pretty promo-free group. Now, there's a couple of exceptions. One is if you want to pay $25 and put up a promo post, it'll stay up for a week. And that's what it is. Or you can get the header banner, and that's $200 for the month. And I used to do it by the week, but honestly, guys, I can't keep track of that shit. It's just $200 for the month. And it's, you pay for it, you get the first of the month through the end of the month, and you get put on this calendar. The next availability is in February. And then the other opportunity that people have for promotion in this group, there's a couple of them. Obviously, we have our day of the week posts that are free. Monday, is Facebook pages. Sunday is promote whatever. Tuesday is Twitter. Wednesday is Instagram. Thursday is LinkedIn. Friday is your Facebook group. And Saturday is your event. So you can promote those things on those threads on those days. So know that you can actually do limited promotion on particular threads. We keep it that way to keep the group nice and neat and tidy. And part of the reason that we do that is because I learned that, there's certain things we can't do. Not because I don't love them, but because I've learned that if I allow them, then we have problems. So, people will ask me about, well, how do you get people to engage if it's not allowing them to promote themselves? So the first way that people are going to want to engage is always to promote themselves, particularly in a business group. And I get it. I understand, because we want to put our business out there. We want to get clients. It is so exciting, right? Well, the problem with that is that if you guys saw what happened in here when somebody puts a promo post in here, and even if I do, it just drops and it'll disappear in like 30 minutes. I mean, the post will like disappear from sight. I mean, it's almost like, a lead balloon or one of those, weights that you drop into a swimming pool that goes down and it goes to the very bottom of the swimming pool. That's what happens with promo posts in this group. People tend to mostly ignore them. So what we have found is that doing lives and putting out valuable content for people yields a higher result for the people that are doing it. That's part of why we do the whole One Life program. That's why we do part of the stuff we do. But we've also found that getting people to talk about themselves, getting people to talk about their business, y'all probably have noticed that we have a lot of conversation starters to get you guys to start talking about your business, to start practicing, pitching to me like I'm a second grader. Those are all calculated to get more conversation flowing and started in the group. So how do you get more conversation in your group? You start it. I will tell you that I used to struggle really mightily with any kind of engagement in this group. It was like pulling teeth. I mean, like when I say it was like pulling teeth, I mean, it was like pulling teeth. It was pretty awful. And what I eventually ended up doing is like, I posted on my personal page and I said, okay, toilet paper over or under. And I got like 50 some odd responses. And I'm like, okay, so maybe I'm on to something. So I went into the group and I posted and I said, what is your favorite flavor of ice cream? And I got 114 responses like that. And what I realized is that people were really there. It's that they were kind of not willing to talk about the harder stuff. So what I learned is that you have to have a mix of, hey, let me talk about my business. Hence some of the posts that we have, the day of the week posts. And, some of the more substantial posts mixed in there and some of the other stuff. Yeah, it is like bonkers crazy. Absolutely. It is kind of interesting, so when we talk about getting engagement in the group, I think a lot of people have thought that I was like a little bit nuts around the edges or batty or, not serious enough, or maybe I shouldn't be taken seriously enough. I get it. I totally understand it. Part of the reason that I've put in some of the fluffier posts is that people will actually engage with fluffier content sometimes than they will with some of the more in-depth stuff. And I'm kind of one of those people who's like, in the infamous words of the book, jab, jab, right hook. So I've learned a little bit of fluff, bop, something more substantial, a little bit of fluff, bop, something more substantial. And I've seen that there's a certain ratio of kind of fluffier to more substantial posts in the group to getting people to interact. And just in case you guys are wondering, I have an engineering degree, computer science from NC State. I have an MBA from Duke with a concentration in entrepreneurship and innovation. Those of you that don't know, it's like one of the top 10 schools in the world. So it's not that I'm dumb. It's one of those things where I've done a lot of research. I've done a lot of experimentation on social media to find out what people are reacting to and how they're reacting to it. So sometimes people think I'm a little bit sting you upside the head, and it's kind of like more like crazy like a fox kind of a thing. So, you know, don't underestimate the value of sometimes putting things out that are a little bit fluffier to get people to respond to. Not unnecessarily so. So if you are, for instance, trying to go into somebody else's group and get engagement, you can start conversations that are a little bit, you know, somewhere between high level and lower level. I'm not a big believer in going into other people's groups and starting like ladders, because honestly, we just delete those out of here. Since I do like ladders every week, we're not just going to allow people to do the, hey, share your Facebook page and come like my Facebook page, because we've already done that this week. I'll give you guys a hint. It's scheduled. We use Meet Edgar. It's a beautiful tool. So, you know, you really figure out how to get people to engage by balancing the content that you're posting into the group. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that there's a perfect recipe for it. I'm going to tell you that you have to experiment with it, and you have to see what your particular audience reacts to. I mean, I found that this audience reacts to things a little bit differently than certain other groups, and it depends on the topic of the group. So I have managed other groups that are more financially based, or other women's groups, or other business groups, right? So certain groups are going to have different tolerance and different personality based on what the objective of the group is. So are you talking about makeup, or are we talking about business? Are we talking about this, or are we talking about that? Beth L. Casey has Made You Smile Back. You know, that's going to have a very different vibe than we do in here. Meg Campbell has her group, you know, talking about crafting, and then her Paying It Forward group, which is a lot of fun. Different group, different topics, different types of engagement. Justin Porter has a couple of groups that are open. One of them is his Justin Eats Carrie, where he goes and he, you know, eats and reviews different restaurants. And then he's got like the Daily Quarantine, Distraction Central groups. So each of those groups is going to have a different like vibe and a different feel. Obviously, if it's a group where, you know, we're posting chunky cats, then you're going to post pictures of chunky cats. And yes, there is a group called That Cat Is Chunky. It's really awesome. I really like that group. I got invited by a friend, and I have 3 cats currently. So it's a lot of fun for me, because y'all, I had 3 different cats on top of me last night, sleeping on top of me. It's like they take turns, and I'll have one cat, and then I'll have another cat, and then the next thing I know, I've got the other one. But I rarely get 2 at once. I did have that happen the other night, which was like once in a blue moon. It happens like once in every 6 months or once a year kind of a thing. But, you know, there's groups that are, you know, the cat is chunky. So, you know, obviously you're going to post different things in different groups and try to achieve things differently. Also, you're going to notice that different groups have, you know, different personalities, right? Different ways that you're going to be able to monetize. If you've got a quilting group, you're going to be able to monetize it, you know, maybe by being an affiliate to somebody and, you know, driving sewing machine sales, or, you know, accessory sales, or, you know, there's things that you can do to leverage your groups a lot of different ways. So don't think that just because, you know, we're talking about an entrepreneur group or a women's group that, you know, some of these things don't apply to other groups as well. So that's kind of my meandering way of saying, hey, there's lots of fun stuff. Check out the workshop. Check out the Build Your Tribe Challenge. It's something that we do every 2 months. We don't kick you out when we're done, but we do pull the information down. The videos stay up in the group for a couple of weeks, and then we take them down. They're always pinned in the announcements there in the Build Your Tribe Challenge. We did the last one in August. We usually get a couple hundred people signed up per go. So we've had it 3 times. We've got 600 people in the group, give or take. You know, so it's a lot of fun. We talk on day 1 about getting people into the group. Day 2 is content. Day 3 is video content. And I think that there are a lot of things that you can do with video that you can't necessarily do with plain content, but we talk a lot about challenges. Day 4, we talk about basic monetization strategies. Day 5 is more advanced monetization strategies with an actual like spreadsheet money plan to show you how, it's more than just, hey, here's how do you do a challenge. It's here's how many people you need to get in on a challenge. And here's how much you're going to need to spend, and here's how you're going to need to do it. Day 6 is a bonus. 7 and 8 are all bonus days. So we talk about fixing a broken group, which is a huge topic. We talk about engagement in groups and increasing engagement. So once we've talked about how to post, we talk about engagement and how to fix engagement. And then we're going to talk on the last day about the things I wish I had known building this group. And y'all, I made $1 million mistake in this group. And it's taken me a while to recover from that. And I can tell y'all what it is. It's that I didn't start email marketing people early on. I didn't start collecting email addresses early on. If I had done that, I would have been so much further ahead in my business because, honestly, I'm really excited to get in touch with y'all and stay in touch with people. And it's not like those of you that are on my email list, I'm not here to like spam the daylights out of you. I'm trying to give you more information about the group or content or ideas for things you can post and how you can post, or here's free workshops, or here's when the next summit is, or the next challenge, or do that kind of fun stuff. So the goal is always education and offering fun things. We've done a couple of really cool offers that I've partnered with people on. So, that's what we do with our email list. And it's really intended to be a compliment. One of the things you learn too, as part of a group, when you start growing it, really growing it, it's not just a Facebook group, it's an actual community, and it exists more than just in Facebook. That's kind of the cool part. So I'm going to go ahead and pull some cards for y'all because I've been chatting and it's almost 11 and I've got to go fix something for a website tonight. So this is my favorite card deck. This is the Love Your Inner Goddess card deck. And we do card pulls. I was doing some last night. And if you guys would like a card, let me know. Let me know that you would like one pulled. I would be very excited to pull one for you because honestly, who doesn't need a little bit of distraction right now? These are just for inspiration and fun. Please don't make any life-changing, life-altering decisions. I feel like I'm saying kind of silly things, but I've seen people get tarot card readings and then go make huge decisions in their life based on a tarot card reading. So please don't do that. So this is just a bit of inspiration. So I'm going to go ahead and pull the top card, unless y'all tell me otherwise. And this is for y'all. And this will hopefully give you guys a bit of inspiration for the next day or so. And we're excited. Sign up for the free workshop, y'all. If you haven't, can't give it away any cheaper. It's really hard for me to make it much more worth your time either because it is absolutely amazing. So Free Spirit is the card. When we have an active imagination, we can forget to use it for dreams and instead let it create nightmares. There's something that you've been worrying about. There's no need to torment yourself. Let go of any thoughts, attitudes, or beliefs that are based in fear. They are not helpful, necessary, or accurate. Everything has a positive and loving purpose, even if we cannot see or know what it is straight away. You'll find a loving solution comes to you easily and at the perfect time as you choose to avoid a fearful thinking. Let yourself be free to feel positive about your future and know that everything is going to be okay. I think that is particularly important tonight with the election results going on and everything going on with the uncertainty in the election. Christy, yeah, in order to get me to be able to see it too, you need to be able to click the link. But yeah, StreamYard is pretty cool. StreamYard is pretty stable for the most part. I found that it allows me to connect to groups and yeah, be able to do it. And you can connect to multiple groups at the same time if you want. So anywho, have a fantastic night tonight. Yes, definitely uncertainty in this country. And people are worse than a bunch of cats on a hot tin roof right now. So y'all be loving, be kind. You know, as my husband was saying last night, you know, doesn't really matter whether your candidate wins or loses. At the end of the day, we really need to be praying for peace and working towards unity and building bridges again. You know, we really need to focus on peace and calm and healing. So let's go do that. Peace, be human, be real. Absolutely. Totally. I agree with you. Let's go make the world a better place. Take care, guys. Have a good night.